sacred river of the Inca. Okay, the great La Raya Pass in between Cusco and Lake Titicaca. And this is fresh snow on the glacier. Islands of Punku, Peru. Okay, we are at Wilka Uta, which means the sacred feminine portal, located close to Lake Titicaca. We're heading towards the actual portal itself, which will be on the left-hand side. It's also called Muru, which means the gate of the serpent. And it's also called Aramu, which is based on a legend that a high priest from the sinking continent of Mu brought a massive gold shield here, saving it from sinking into the ocean in the Pacific, and brought it here for safekeeping. The Inca later inherited it, and when the Spanish were conquering the city of Cusco, the great shield was taken down and brought back here and thrown into Lake Titicaca, so the Spanish could not take it. Yes, heavy breathing at 12,500 feet above sea level. I have drone videos on my YouTube channel of this.
It would spiral and then switch spiraling. First it went 8, then 8, then 8, then 8, then 3, then 3.
Well, no one's disappeared yet, so we're in good shape.
No, I haven't been here.
To the authorities.
Exactly. You have your passport with you. It says
Yeah, got your passport.
Okay, now do the other way. Turn the other way. Put your forehead against the rock.
Okay, we are at Puma, Punku in Bolivia. And what we're looking at is a giant circuit. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of red sandstone, which is the insulation layer. 5th layer, andesite, which can carry energy. So like a giant circuit. So when they say get out, you don't have to run. It just means keep moving.
This is from...
Except in Egypt, when they pull the gun out, then it's time to go fast. So I've probably got 30 videos at least on YouTube of Puma Punku focusing on different aspects. Oh, good.
Throw some more. Look how perfect this is. Is this new or is this old?
Oh no, it's all
That's
ancient.
old right there. All ancient.
So here we have
Wow.
a channel. Could very well be this was a water channel. One on this end, one on the other end.
These are all ancient.
And actually, if you stick your head in there and make the ohm sound, it'll reverberate. But not today. And this is where the ancient cataclysm occurred. Coming from the top of that volcano, creating a tsunami. I'll repeat it later. Coming in this direction, hitting the site, ripping the wall apart. So the sunken temple at Tiwanaku. Representations of heads. Some say this one looks alien, which it kind of does.
This one's pretty funny looking too.
So there's some that believe that these represent all the different cultures and ethnicities in the world, but they're so badly eroded that how could you tell? So the vertical stones are original megalithic, and then the Tiwanaku culture discovered this, and they built the walls. Then in the 1920s, they started to excavate the site because it was full of mud, and they took the mud out, took the walls apart, took the heads out, moved them into a warehouse, and then rebuilt it. So in the middle of this, we find the effigy of Viracocha, or Wiracocha, the manifestation of the creator god. One hand on his heart, one hand on his stomach. And on the side is the etching of a serpent. So a very similar pose actually to what you see in Polynesia. One hand on the heart, one hand on the stomach. Whether there's a connection, who knows? And here we've stumbled upon Mr. Jimmy Church. What are your impressions of Tiwanaku?
My impressions of that pillar reminds me a little bit of Gobekli Tepe and the T-pillars in the hands in the same position. Now, there's probably no connection except for maybe in our DNA and the way that we represent ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it. Now, overall, here, this is what I'm wondering about, and I'm going to ask you about this, is the connection between Tiwanaku and Puma Punku, because there's an artificial line in the sand, right, that has been drawn between the two sites. I think they're one and the same.
Huh, yeah. Both built at the same time.
You can see it. You can see it everywhere.
One much bigger than the other.
Now, if these are cultures from around the world, that would suggest transoceanic contact, visitors here, and these are photographs. And these are what everybody saw, and they wanted to save it for us. This is like a library. What do you think?
I honestly don't think they represent all the different ethnicities because they're very eroded, but they're also very crudely done.
Could they have been defaced?
I don't think so.
Well, you and I have seen that evidence of that all over the world, right?
Sure.
Defacing of and trying to erase history. That's a lot of erosion. That would make this tens of thousands of years old.
No, 2,000.
So could it erode that quickly?
Well, with sun and wind and rain.
Possible.
Yeah. Also, I used to be a sculptor, so I know what good art looks like, and this is primitive, but nice. This is the best they could do.
It's a lot of variety.
Yeah.
No, okay, so.
Well, some look like they have turbans on their heads.
Okay.
And there are no native cultures except the Paracas.
Follow me.
Who wore turbans.
Follow me. Let's walk right over here.
To the alien?
Is that what you see?
Yeah, I see an alien.
You do?
Yeah.
It's alien-ish.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or even alien-esque.
Alien-esque is another good way to put it. It definitely doesn't look human. And Brian, I would say that you're not going to make a mistake when you're making a carving like this. You are trying to depict exactly what you were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what they were seeing, almond-shaped eyes, very strange nose, the mouth in the wrong place, an almond-shaped head, that's not human. So alien is a good way to go, which would suggest contact here.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at this other alien face. Can we walk over here?
Yes, we can.
The thing about this is it stands out. It completely stands out.
Well, they're both whitish gray.
They're different colors.
Yeah.
Than everything else that is in here.
Yeah.
And you can look at every other face. That's a nice smiley face, and that is a nice stern face. But these are human.
Yeah, wearing
That
turbans.
Right, wearing turbans.
Yeah,
right.
not wearing turban.
And again, I would say that those are almond-shaped eyes. Certainly the one on the left is almond, but with the erosion, you can't tell what's happening on the right, but I'm assuming they would be the same. Mouth seems strange, and that pear-shaped, almond-shaped inverted head with a large skull.
Right.
It's the opposite of everything else that's depicted in
No,
here.
it's true.